The door creaked open slowly, and Wine glanced up from the kitchen. Jungkook had just returned from work, his bag slung over one shoulder. Tie loose, face blank, without even greeting her, he walked straight past, heading into the bedroom without a word. She watched him disappear, her heart sinking a little. She turned back to the kitchen quietly, arranging the plates and bowls she had prepared with care. Steamed rice, his favorite curry, and warm naan. The aroma filled the small home, but the silence between them was louder than anything else. A few minutes later, Jungkook returned, now changed into comfortable home clothes. He sat down at the table without making eye contact. Wine walked over with a gentle smile and sat across from him, picking up the serving spoon. You were home early today, long day at work. Jungkook simply nodded, picking up his spoon without replying. She served him a generous helping of curry and rice, watching his expression with quiet hope. How's the dinner? I tried something new today. He chewed slowly, then glanced at her briefly. It's good. His voice was quiet, emotionless, but Wine smiled anyway. She took his word as enough. Here, have some more. I know you will like it once you eat properly. She leaned forward and added more to his plate. He paused, looking at her, puzzled by her gentle tone and the way she cared so much, even when he offered her so little in return. Why does she go out of her way for me like this? I barely speak to her. I don't even give her the warmth a husband should. And yet she looks at me like I matter. He didn't say anything, only nodded slightly. They ate in silence, except for the clink of spoons and plates. Once finished, Chunk stood, grabbed a glass of water, and returned to the room without a word. Wine stayed back, gathering the dishes with a soft sigh and heading to the kitchen. She washed everything slowly, her hands in warm water, but her mind elsewhere. Her heart felt heavy, but she brushed it aside and finished her tasks like always. Later that night, she entered the bedroom. The lights were dim. Jungkook wasn't there. The sound of water hinted he was in the bathroom. She sat down quietly on the edge of the bed, brushing her fingers over the blanket. Just then, his phone lit up beside her. The screen flashed with a incoming call unknown. The ringtone broke the stillness of the room. Vine hesitated, her eyes moved from the phone to the bathroom door. He didn't come out. After three rings, the call was about to end. Her fingers reached out almost unconsciously and tapped the green button. She didn't say anything. Hey love, why didn't you pick up earlier? The voice was playful, sweet, and soft. I'm sorry. Okay, don't stay mad. Will you meet me tomorrow? I miss you already. Vine sat there stunned, her breath catch in her throat. The voice continued talking, unaware of who was on the other end. Vine's hand trembled slightly, her lips parted, but no words came out. She could only whisper, Vine. Without looking at him, she slowly held out the phone. He took it from her hand silently. His brows furrowed slightly as he checked the screen, realizing what must have happened. Vine stood up, her voice quiet and calm, but something in her tone broke him a little. I didn't say anything, I just picked it up because it kept ringing. Jungkook opened his mouth, but no words came. Vine didn't wait, she walked past him, heading straight to the balcony attached to their room. The night air hit her face as she stepped outside. She clutched the railing, with both hands, taking a deep breath, trying to calm the storm inside her chest. The city lights blinked in the distance, but all she felt was darkness around her. The balcony was quiet, except for the whisper of the cold night wind brushing past wineskin. She stood still, her hands resting gently on the railing, eyes fixed on the silver moon suspended in the night sky. Its glow bathed her tear-streaked face in pale light, almost like a quiet companion to her sorrow. Tears slipped down her cheeks one by one as the silence of the words around her mirrored the silence in her heart. Why is it so hard? Why can't someone love me? Is caring not enough to be loved? Her voice cracked slightly as she looked up at the moon, eyes glinting. I do everything, don't I? I stay quiet, I stay patient, I serve him, I respect him. Then why am I still invisible to him? She lowered her gaze, her trembling hand slowly moving to her belly, still small, only a slight curve visible beneath her clothes. Look, baby, no one loves your mummy. She whispered with a pained smile, her voice trembling as she gently caressed the bump. But I love you so much, even if no one else does. You're mine and I'm yours. Maybe Allah sent you to remind me I'm not alone. A shiver passed through her as the wind picked up again, rustling her dupatta. She turned her face away, wiping her tears with the corner of it, when suddenly she felt something unexpected. Two warm hands wrapped around her from behind, resting gently over her baby bump. She gasped and flinched, startled, her heart jumped. No one had touched her like this before, not him, not willingly. She turned her head slightly, it was him. Jungkook, his touch was hesitant but real. Her eyes widened in disbelief. The same man who barely spoke to her, the same man who kept his distance since the day they married, and now he was holding her, holding them. Why didn't you tell me? His voice was low, almost hoarse, not cold but shaken. It was then she realized he had heard her talking to herself. Wine lowered her gaze. I tried to, a few times, but you were always busy, and sometimes you didn't even look at me. He gently turned her to face him for the first time in what felt like forever. His eyes met hers, not in passing, but truly. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I'm cheating on you, or not you. Her eyes widened slightly. She couldn't answer, but her silence was enough. The call you picked, that girl, she's my ex. What? Yes. Her name is Hannah. She's the reason I have been like this, cold, distant, unfair. Her lips parted in disbelief. Her hands trembled again, not from fear, but confusion. But I never did anything wrong to you because of her. You have hurt me so much. What did I do to deserve that? Her voice broke slightly, eyes watering again. I know, and I'm not proud of it, but I'm broken wine. She cheated on me over and over, always wanted something from me money, time, gifts, but never gave anything back. No care, no love, no peace. He stepped back slightly, pressing a hand over his chest. After she left, I just couldn't trust again. I didn't want to repeat that pain, so I built a wall, and I know I dragged you into it. Wine looked away, still struggling to digest everything. Her voice was soft, almost childlike. But she was saying sorry on the phone and that she wanted to meet you tomorrow. Are you going to see her? Her voice quivered with the insecurity she had tried so hard to hide. Jungkook looked at her, really looked at her, and for the first time he felt the weight of what he had done. No, I'm not meeting her. Not now. Not ever again. When she had me, she didn't care. Now that she lost me, she suddenly wants to fix it. But I'm done chasing people who only want me when I'm gone. He paused, his tone changed, softer, more remorseful. I hurt you, I know I did. And I know I kept my distance so I wouldn't hurt you more. But in doing that, I hurt you anyway. Vine looked at him, her tears falling freely now. She gave a bitter smile, half pain, half tired. You're only saying sorry now because you found out I'm pregnant, right? He shook his head. No, it's not just that. I heard you talking when you said no one loves you. He clenched his jaw, voice tight with guilt. You have been living like a stranger in your own home, carrying my child, and you had no one to talk to, not even me. I don't blame you if you don't forgive me now, but I need you to know I do feel guilty. I never knew how to show care anymore. She looked at him quietly for a long moment. Her shoulders fell, her heart was tired. Without replying, she slowly turned away, wiped her tears with the back of her hand, and walked back into the bedroom. The door clicked shut behind her as she lay on the bed, turning her face to the wall. Her eyes remained open for a while, replaying everything. And eventually, sleep claimed her, not in peace but in exhaustion. That night, Jungkook's point of view. The room was silent, but inside Jungkook's chest, everything was loud. He sat quietly beside the bed, watching Wine sleep, her face turned toward the wall, her back to him, as if even in sleep she was trying to protect her heart. The gentle rise and fall of her body, the subtle trace of dry tears on her cheek, it broke something in him that had already been cracked for too long. I hurt her more than I realized. His eyes dropped to her hands curled around the blanket. The same hands that had cooked for him, served him without complaint, cleaned their home, and held on to life even when he gave her nothing in return. She was carrying my child and still sad no one loves you, mummy. He leaned forward, burying his face into his palms. For years, he had been a prisoner of betrayal, letting his past define his future. But this girl, this wife, was nothing like Hannah. She never asked for anything. Never demanded, never raised her voice. She simply gave, and he only took. His whisper barely broke the air. Ya Allah, I failed her. I failed this amana you gave me. Please help me make it right. He sat there in the quiet, watching her sleep, praying silently for her forgiveness, for strength, and for a heart that could finally learn how to love again. The next day, shopping trip. The following morning, Wine got dressed modestly in a soft peach colored outfit. Jungkook had offered to take her shopping for some baby essentials. It surprised her, but she didn't ask too many questions. He had been quiet but gentle since last night. Maybe something had shifted. They walked through the baby store side by side. Jungkook occasionally picked up things, a small yellow onesie, a baby bottle, a tiny cap, and looked at her for approval. That one is cute. Then we will take it. He placed it in the cart. She noticed how he was staying close today, glancing at her more often, even carrying her purse when her arms were full. It felt strange, but not unwelcome. Suddenly, as they stepped out of the store with a few bags, a familiar voice called out from behind, Jungkook. They turned, Wine's eyes widened as a girl in a flashy dress hurried forward them, and before anyone could react, she threw her arms around Jungkook in a hug. I know I would run into you. I missed you so much. Jungkook froze, his hands didn't move. He didn't hug back. Wine stood silently beside them, eyes wide, her grip on the shopping bag tightening. Jungkook immediately stepped back and pushed Hana's arm off him, his expression hardening. What are you doing, Hana? Hana blinked dramatically, pouting. Relax, just saying hi. No need to act so cold. Is that your wife? She looked Wine up and down with a mocking smirk. Modest? Much? You don't even look like a wife of someone like Jungkook. Wine's heart dropped, but she remained silent, lowering her gaze. But before she could even take a step back, Jungkook stepped in front of her. Enough, Hannah. Don't talk about her like that. Hannah's smirk faded. Oh, come on. You're seriously defending her? You used to say. That was before I knew what a real woman looked like. Wine is my wife. She's loyal, kind, and respectful. Everything you never were. He turned slightly, placing a gentle hand on Wine's shoulder, as if shielding her from Hannah's gaze. She doesn't need to dress like you to be beautiful. Her dignity is her own, and I won't let anyone insult her. Hannah's jaw dropped, shocked. So, this is it. You are choosing her over me. Yes, and you lost the right to ask that the day you choose to betray me. He turned to Wine, his eyes softening. Let's go. Wine nodded silently, her heart pounding. As they walked away, she held her tears back, not out of pain this time, but something strange, something warm. For the first time, he had taken her side. The car door closed with a soft thud as Wine quietly buckled herself in, still slightly overwhelmed by what had just happened. Jungkook sat beside her in the driver's seat, his jaw tense, hands gripping the steering wheel before he slowly pulled the car onto the road. The air between them was quiet, but it wasn't like before. This silence wasn't cold, it was careful, thoughtful. He kept glancing at her from the corner of his eye as he drove, watching her fiddle with the hem of her sleeve. Her gaze outside the window clearly lost in thought. After a few minutes of silence, Jungkook finally spoke, his voice soft and like the one he used with Hannah. I'm sorry, she blinked, then turned slowly to face him. For everything, for the way I treated you, for how long I stayed silent when you needed a husband beside you. Wine remained quiet, her heart beating a little faster. Today, when she said those things, I realized just how badly I failed to protect you, and I am ashamed. You have never deserved even a second of that pain. She looked down at her hands in her lap and sure of what to say. But he continued, his words no longer rushed or awkward. You never asked me for anything, not even once, but today I want to give you something, even if it's late. He slowed the car at a red light and gently reached over, adjusting her seatbelt across her bump so it wouldn't press too tightly. You didn't even tell me you were pregnant, and yet you kept caring for me every single day. That kind of hurt, I don't deserve it, but I want to earn it now. Mine breathed catch in her throat. She didn't know if she should cry or smile. Are you hungry? We didn't eat anything yet. I know a place that serves fresh home style food, not too spicy. You remember I don't like spicy? He smiled faintly, eyes still on the road. I noticed more than you think. I was just too stuck in my past to act on it. They stopped at a small, quiet restaurant. He opened the car door for her and even made sure to find a table near a window with good airflow. Throughout the meal, Jungkook served her, poured water for her before his own, and asked repeatedly if she was comfortable. When her hand gently rested on her stomach after a few bites, he immediately asked, is the baby okay? Are you tired? No, just full. The food was nice. I'm glad. On the drive home, while leaned her head slightly against the window, eyes fluttering closed as the baby shifted gently inside her. Jungkook noticed his eyes softening again. Without a word, he slowly reached over and pulled her seat, reclined her back slightly so she could rest better. Then, after a moment's hesitation, he did something he never had before. He gently placed his hand on her belly. It was careful, reverent, like he was touching something scared. Hello, little one. I'm your dad, and I promise to try. I'll try to be better for you and for your mama. Wine's heart swelled at those words. She didn't open her eyes, but a small smile curled on her lips. Maybe things were changing, and maybe, just maybe, she could start believing in it.